Good day, everyone. This is Sylvie with another health tip. I will be talking today about emotion code and body code, and have you heard of them? It was created by Dr. Nelson Bradley, and I will show you the books. So the first book he did is called The Emotion Code. So it's right here, The Emotion Code by Dr. Bradley Nelson. And that is a great book, and you can even get it at the library. And then there is the Body Code, which he did next, again by Dr. Bradley Nelson. It's a little bit more involved, or maybe a lot more involved, and can deal with all kinds of conditions and connecting with the body and helping one to free oneself of many conditions, many vibrations using magnets. Now, we are magnetic ourselves, so if one does not have magnets, you can use your hands because we do have a magnetic field. Now, it may not be quite as effective, or it might be just as effective, or it might be more effective depending on whose hands you're using and how connected they are with the source of all that is and how strong their field is. So I like to use this magnet here because it just fits in my handy dandy container right here, and I use my charts, or here I'll explain about those a little bit later, I think. And this is the magnet that I use, which is actually, I think, part of a hard drive. This is a really strong magnet. So anything, you can even use a fridge magnet. The stronger, the better. And we'll take it from there. I'll give a little analogy of if you've ever had a credit card that has lost its magnetic programming. It's been touched, like gone close to magnets or gone somewhere, it's been demagnetized. So you need to get the information put back in. Well, our energy field is magnetic and has information, and that's how emotions are stored in certain states of being and thought patterns, etc. So when we use a magnet, it does the same thing as if it removes the data, so to speak. So hopefully that explains a little bit how it actually works. And it has to work with consciousness and focus, because you're actually finding out which emotion it is you are clearing. And sometimes we need to know a little bit more as to how old we were when this situation got activated, whether we inherited it or absorbed it from someone else. Ideally, not all of the trapped emotions that we have in our system belong to us. Some of them came to us in different ways. So they didn't all originate in us. So the premise of emotion code is that in our system, our bodies, our emotional bodies, our physical bodies, we have potentially many trapped emotions that maybe we weren't able to fully process. So they're trapped. So this process helps to release those. And these trapped emotions can lead to any physical, emotional, mental symptoms. And so this is a way of helping people to remove them. So it's a new modality, and sometimes people need many sessions. Sometimes people just need one session and they'll feel whatever they were wanting to shifts. And sometimes other things shift, and things keep shifting and things keep improving until the major shift is done. This can also be used for animals as well, because you can actually do this remotely, and you can do this by proxy. By proxy, I mean that, let's say I wanted to do this for my son, and he is not here. He doesn't even have to be online with me. I just need to ask permission of his higher self. And if I get a yes, then I can go ahead and do it, and I become him. So then I ask if I can do this by proxy. So I actually do the procedure on myself, saying originally that I'm doing it for him, and it will work like that as well. I mean, ideally, the person is there, or the person is there remotely, and they use the magnet directly on themselves. And there are many ways of working with this, since energy is all over and we're all quantum connected. So quantum physics, yay, pretty cool stuff. Okay, the body code is similar process, similar kind of charts, only the book is the chart, so it isn't as simple. So maybe I can hold this up quickly, and the emotion code chart is available online. I'll see if I can put a link here. It looks like this, and it's got an A part and a B part, and it also has the body systems that it's connected with. So that's very interesting. And the body parts that it's connected with, it's using pairs, which are also based on the Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine groupings. So you've got the heart and the small intestines are paired, the spleen and the stomach is paired, the lungs and the colon, liver, gallbladder, kidneys and bladder are connected, and glands and reproductive organs. So those are paired up. And I think maybe I'll just do a quick demonstration. So with this chart, I use a pendulum. Now you can use any muscle testing method. Some people use this one, some people use this one, some people use this one. This is a new one. I think it's my best hand one. Some people do the arm muscle testing. One of the best ones is actually using the feet. So pretending my hands are feet. If they're off, that's a no. If they're perfectly balanced, that's a yes. I'm still working on learning that one. I'd like to learn that one. The easiest one is the tip test. If you're using your body and you don't have a pendulum, or if you're having trouble working with a pendulum or would prefer not to, you can simply connect with yourself. And you could say, show me a yes, and show me no. Okay, that doesn't work so well for me. I usually have to say something. So the idea is, I'm not standing too. I find it works better standing. You can do it sitting, but I find if I stand and I let my feet relax, so you're almost swaying, but not. It's like this lovely, relaxed, almost immutable stance, like you could blow in the wind kind of sensation. And a forward movement is the cells in your body are all moving, like everything in terms of their consciousness, towards what is truth and what is an improvement, and moving away from what they don't prefer or what doesn't resonate or what is not the truth. So I could say, my name is Sylvie. Okay, it works better if I do that, and then it's forward. And my name is George. It is kind of, my name is George. Just kind of, oh, there we go. So that would be a yes and a no. So that's fun to practice. I'll put a link because there's already good information on YouTube about this, and I imagine any other platform that you prefer to use would possibly have those as well. So I'm not going to reinvent the wheel that way. I'll see how many muscle testing ones I can add, because there's so many different versions that it's good to find the one that you're most comfortable with. So the one I'm most comfortable with is the trusty pendulum. A lot of dowsers recommend to use either metal, wood, or plastic because crystals can be programmed. So if you do have a crystal pendulum, make sure you cleanse it, ideally in the sun, or you can smudge it. You can bury it in sand and salt. Some crystals don't do well in salt water. Sometimes you can cleanse them in salt water, but that might ruin some crystals. So you might not want to do that unless you know for sure that the kind of crystal you have can stand up to that. I know I ruined one. I didn't check it. It's like a hardness test, and they'll tell you, you can look it up, whether this crystal can be put in salt water or not. And if you just don't want to take a chance, you can just actually bury it in just straight salt to cleanse it. Or smudge it, put it in sunlight, in the moonlight. So there are many different ways of making sure that they're cleared before using them. Before I do any dowsing, I do have a little intention that I set. And if you're doing the muscle testing, I mean, you can do that and you don't have to. They do recommend, though, for emotion code and body code to set an intention and to connect to the highest source of all that is, God, divine, great creator, great spirit, whatever resonates most with you, your highest self, so that you're connecting with a positive, I don't like to use positive because it's like positive and negative, yes and no, a beneficial, that you're connecting with beneficial energies and beneficial helpers. Ideally, some people would just like to connect with themselves, and a lot of the smooth muscles in our bodies that are connected to our subconscious will actually navigate the pendulum, and some people say that you're actually just sensing the energies around. So so let's see, I like to just go, it's my intention to connect with the highest truth, divine source of all that is, my highest self, for the highest good of all. May I be clear, pure, functioning optimally. And I go, is that so? Okay, yes. Can I, may I, should I dowse? Yes. Okay, we can't really see that, but I'm not really teaching dowsing right now. I'm just teaching. So I'm using right now what's called the American method of dowsing. So this is showing yes right now, and I usually go ready, which is a diagonal. Yes is back and forth, and show me no is side to side. Other people, it may spin clockwise or anti-clockwise. It depends on your energy. Generally, most people, clockwise is yes and anti-clockwise is no. You can use a battery showing the negative and the positive to double check which way is your yes and which way is your no, which is why in dowsing we avoid talking about positive energies and negative energies, because they work together to create. So we say beneficial and non-beneficial is just a little bit more accurate in terms of what we want to connect with or not. So in this case, it's my intention to do emotion code, to connect with the highest source of all that is, for the highest good of myself and all, to do some energy clearing and work. So I would use this chart, and the first thing I'm going to ask is it column A or column B? So I say, is it column A? Okay, so it's in column A. And if it says no, then I know instantly it's in column B. I don't need to check that. So then I check odd or even. So is it odd? No, so it's even. Okay. So now you know of the even numbers, it's like 2, 4, or 6. So is it 2? Okay. And if it wasn't 2, then I'd ask, is it 4 or is it 6? Right now it's 2, and it was column A. So then I go into column A, and I know that it's 2, so it's going to be in this box, and then I just run through the different emotions in that box. So we've gone through a whole bunch of information very, very quickly. So then I will ask, is it anxiety? Well, apparently it's anxiety. And I'll check the next one just for fun. Is it despair? No. Let's see. And then I can ask, is it disgust? No. So I'm not going to go through all of them. Usually the first one that's yes is yes. So then I say, do I need to know more? Yes. Okay. So sometimes it'll say no, and then I just do 3. And you're using the magnet on your meridian. And the one that we're using is one that starts right here in that little groove there and goes all the way down to your coccyx. You don't need to do it all the way. I'll show you in a moment once we continue, because apparently we need to know more. So if you don't need to know more, you can just do 3. And I will keep going because it said we needed to know more. So then I say, do I need to know the age? Yes. Okay. So then I go, ready. Is it in my 50s? No. So then I go 49? Yes. Okay, was it 48? No. 49. So we got activated when I was 49. Was it inherited? Yes. So it was inherited. And it was inherited. So then I need to know from who. So was it inherited from my mother? No. From my father? Yes. So it's a little tricky here. I gotta put it up high if you want to see the pendulum. So then I need to go past generations. So did my father inherit it from his mother? No. From his father? Yes. Did he inherit it from his father? no. So you continue going backwards through the different generations. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing because it might take a while. So you just keep asking until it stops. So eventually it'll say, did you inherit, did my father inherit it from his father? Yes, from his father, his mother. It'll go back and forth a little bit. And eventually it'll say, did he inherit it from his father? No. Did he inherit it from his mother? No. Does it finish here? Yes. So that's how it goes with the inherited aspect. Now, if I did inherit it, or if it's absorbed, then you do 11. And if you did not, if he says you did not need to know more, you do 3. So if I didn't need to know more, if it just stopped, okay, anxiety, do I need to know more? No. Then you go 1, and I'm going like as far back as I can, and I've got some magnetic stuff in my hair. 2, and you don't actually need to touch. You can if you want. You just go over 3. Okay, that's as if we didn't need to do any more. And then I would go up to 11 in this case for this one because it was inherited or absorbed. So that is how that works. I won't demonstrate the body code because that's really involved and it takes a long time and there's a lot of kind of back and forth. So you can check that out yourself. And I think I mentioned you can use this for animals. So then you just do it by proxy. So you get the person who's at least most connected to the animal to be the proxy, or you can get the practitioner to be the proxy. And I suggest that if you are doing something by proxy, as in treating yourself in the place of the other person, that you do some form of clearing, be it a smudge, being it using a pendulum, washing your hands in cold water, just to really break the connection, or balancing your chakras if you know how to do that. That would be really great. Just to reconnect with yourself, to break that bond of being somebody else, so to speak, while giving the treatment. It's a quantum entanglement energy thing, so I'm not going to go into a lot of details about how and why that works, but it does. So let's see. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to be giving some links as to how to do some dowsing, how to do some of the muscle testing, how to do the tip test, and a little bit more explaining about the emotion code and the body code. I think that's all I need to put there. It's very interesting. It's great to listen to the stories of the people who really had amazing benefits. It can be really powerful with children as well, in terms of having dramatic shifts in their health, their behavior, their stress level. So it can be used for many different things. Important addendum note. I really would like to mention, whenever you're using magnets for treatments, if you have a pacemaker, or if you have any electronic device that, say, maybe delivers medication or measures something in your body that's part of you or in you somehow, that you should definitely consult with your physician before using magnets. In that case, if you want to do emotion code without the magnets, you could use your hands, or somebody could use their hands, because that magnetic field is much weaker and will not interfere with the pacemaker. Otherwise, if someone touching you, that would interfere with your pacemaker. So since it doesn't do that, then you're fine with the hands. But I would shy away from the magnets unless you got the okay from your physician who put it there. And there's a little glitch in terms of when I was saying the age. So with the pendulum, I say, was it in my 50s? And you missed me saying, was it in my 40s? And then if it said yes, and then that's why I started 49. So it could have gone further. So say, is it in my 50s? Is it in my 40s? Is it in my 30s? Is it in my 20s? It can even go as far as in utero. So you can kind of check that out depending on when that is, or teens, or so that's the process for the age. Just wanted to be a little bit more specific about that. And it's very important, first of all, before you start emotion code, once you put out your intention, or just before, is to ask if you can do emotion code for yourself at that time, or if you can do emotion code for someone else, whether they're there or not. So it's always good. It might say no. Sometimes it says no. You may just need to be hydrated, or the other person may need to be hydrated. So you might want to try drinking some water and asking again, may I do an emotion code now? And then it may say yes. Or sometimes you can just wait half an hour and it'll be fine, just something needs to shift. So I just wanted to be clear on those fine little details. They are important. So again, enjoy your exploration of emotion code if you choose to do so. I wish you all well until the next time.